What's up, guys? Welcome to another J-Rod's Crazy Adventures, man. Well, today's my birthday, and I decided to go on a little birthday ride. You know, just around. I do have to go to work. That's actually where I'm heading right now, but yeah, today be the birthday. And I would say that with it being the birthday, let's talk about some of the things that I kind of regret, that I wish that I could like kind of change, you know? I'd say like the biggest thing right now that I personally kind of regret is not having enough time to do what I want to do. You know, like ride my motorcycle, for instance. You know, like I don't have a whole lot of, it feels like I'm always at work, or you know, I don't have like my job doesn't offer vacation time, just like for like a point of reference. So it always feels like I'm always pressured to be there, because they don't offer any kind of like vacation or, you know, anything like that. And you know, it's kind of, it is what it is. But besides the point, yeah, I'd say like I kind of, you know, I'd say like that's one of the biggest regrets I have so far, is not having enough time to do what I want to do. It always feels like that I'm always out of time for stuff. And then, yeah, that's like probably like my only regret, honestly, like to this day, is that I don't have time to do things, and it kind of bums me out a little bit. But I will say this, so far I've seen some crazy stuff. I mean, you guys have seen a good chunk probably of the Pikes Peak trip by now. Thanks for watching that, if you guys have watched all of those videos. If you haven't, go back and go back to my channel and you'll see what I mean. Yeah, I would say like I've definitely seen a lot, but I haven't seen all of it, and it would be nice to go on some more trips and be able to do longer trips. Like it'd be nice to like take like 2 weeks off and go travel the country a little bit, you know. But sometimes it is what it is. I will say that straight up. Sometimes you don't get to do what you want to do, and that's, I mean, it's all right, you know. You just got to deal with it. But anyways, I really wanted to take a birthday trip, but it just didn't work out this year like that. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out, and you have to do what you got to do, kind of stuff. But yeah, I'd say like I've seen my fair share, you know. In other news, I do think I'm going to take one more trip this summer. It probably won't be a very long one, but it'll probably be like a weekend trip. But I'm okay with that too. You know, probably gonna go ride the Payette River all the way up to Coeur d'Alene again. I really like that ride. It's like one of my favorite rides for around in the state of Idaho, so I'm probably gonna go do that. And that seems like a good time to me anyways. But That's if everything would cool off with all these forest fires, though. Man, you guys can probably hear it a little bit, but I'm a little stuffed up, and it's because of all the smoke in the air, dude. It's real bad. But yeah, today is my birthday, and I'm a birthday boy. The birthday boy. But yeah, I think the next trip will be the Payette River. And for people that don't know what the Payette River is, yeah, there's this river in Idaho that, like, you can follow this road all the way, like, along this river, and it's pretty badass. It's nothing but, like, really cool scenery, and it's basically a giant nature ride with a bunch of twisty turns in it and stuff. So I mean, it's basically, it's pretty cool. Like, I'm actually pretty excited to do that one again, because it's a lot of fun. I mean, theoretically, I could probably do it in a day. I forget if it's like 8 hours up to Coeur d'Alene, and then I could do another 8 hours back down the same day. Like, it would be like, yeah, 16 hours on a bike, dude. Yeah, I could do that. If I remember correctly, I believe it was like 8 miles, or not 8 miles, 8 hours up there from here to, and then it'd be an 8-hour ride back. That, which, I mean, I could definitely do that in 16 hours. Especially on this bike, the Ninja 400. I mean, don't get me wrong, I just got done tripping that bike, and that thing whooped my butt. I mean, after 600 miles in one day with that thing, man, you're exhausted. This one, I feel like I could ride for a lot longer and continue to go, so you know how it is. But yeah, I'll definitely, yeah, I could definitely do 16 hours on this bike, no problem. Yeah, I'm kind of taking a weird way to work today, but I don't know. I'm not in a big prudent rush to get there right now. I just gotta do some small things, and then I go home. So, and hopefully the audio on this video is a little bit better, since I'm trying a different spot with the mic. I think that drove me a little bit nuts on the Pikes Peak trip. So we're trying this spot out. I'll see what the audio sounds like, but I'm still tweaking things here and there on these, so be a little bit patient. I'm trying to still figure this whole thing out. And like I said, guys, I really appreciate if you guys have watched the Pikes Peak videos, or if you haven't yet, I mean, go check them out, man. There'll be plenty more videos that are like that. And I will say, I'm sorry that I don't act that great. Like, I don't know, I'm not Like, I wasn't super energetic. I don't want that. Maybe I did want that. I don't fucking know. But anyway, sorry I didn't act like super energetic with that, with the Pikes Peak trip, because I was like somewhat delirious from how many hours I was sitting on that bike for. And that thing really does beat the crap out of you. This one's a lot more comfortable than that.
Hey guys, what's up? One of the questions I got on one of the previous videos is what do I do in case of emergencies, and I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. So I don't do AAA insurance because they want a ridiculous amount of money and it just doesn't seem like it's really worth it. If the bike were to break down on me, I would just go get a U-Haul. I would get an Uber and go to the closest U-Haul place and just rent a U-Haul and put the bike in the U-Haul and leave the bike on the side of the road. The other question was, what do you guys do? Like, what do you do for motel parking? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I park the bike in a spot where it's very visible that there's a camera watching it. And then, I mean, if something does happen, I put full coverage on my bikes. So if it's stolen, I mean, it's covered. Like, I'm not too worried about the fact that it's not going to be covered. And then that's like basically like, I don't know, I'm more of a like, when it comes to like trips, I'm not ever really worried about my machines breaking down. Yes, you probably should be a little bit more than what I am, but I trust my machines because I do really rigorous maintenance on these things. Both of the bikes that I have, I do oil changes every 2,000 miles. And the tires every, like, whenever they're wore out, I change them. The sprockets, chain and sprocket, I change those out pretty regularly too. I go over my motorcycles with a fine-tooth comb before I go on any kind of adventure that, you know, you can possibly think of. So that's kind of how I act about it. Like, it sounds really weird, but like, I would rather do weird preventative maintenance than have to pay for a U-Haul and hope that, you know, the bike's not stolen on the side of the road. I mean, it sounds kind of weird, but that is what it is. I will say this, I've had a plug in a tire before. I rode like 10,000 miles with a plug in a tire before. I understand a lot of people disagree with that statement, and I get that. Like, it does say in the owner's manual to only do like 55 miles an hour with a plug in the tire. But I've done it before. I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So anyways, let me talk you through kind of my overall setup. So, first of all, let me flip this. Dry bag. Okay, you can get dry bags for like 30 bucks. And you can fit about 3 days worth of clothes on that one. And then I also have rain gear. I always have a set of rain gear with me. Nothing is worse than riding through the rain, just being cold and miserable. But normally what I do is I put all my clothes in the dry bag. And then I have like this orange like tackle box. This is actually what it is. And I usually put like deodorant and my toothbrush in here. And I do have like a screwdriver and like, you know, tire gauge there. But the other things that I always bring with me whenever I go on a trip is I bring this Honda chain load. When I'm on the bike on a trip, this is what I use. I'm not saying you have to use this, it's just what I use. But when I'm not on a trip, I usually use gear oil to lube my chains. The other thing is that I have a tire inflator. And you can take these little alligator clips if you don't have a battery tender plug on your bike. And you put them on positive, negative. or you could just plug it into the battery tender. I've had this for years. It used to be in a case, but the case kind of broke apart, so I just put it in a Ziploc bag and kind of try to keep that dry. Plug kit with another tire gauge. So, you know, and then I also keep one of these on me, because what if your battery dies? You know, this is really nice to have for you to jumpstart your motorcycles with. Plus, you can charge your phone with it and stuff. So that's kind of convenient. But that's another thing too, is that if you guys don't know, battery tender actually has a USB plug that you can plug directly into the plug of the battery tender, and you can use it to charge your phone. I charge my phone that way when I go on trips. So like, both these bikes have a battery tender plug on them. I always put them on my bikes because it's just nice to have one. But before I drag on too long, I understand that like the AAA thing is probably not super popular to have. I just looked at their conditions and I just felt like it's because like their cheapest plan, they won't even tow the bike because it's a liability to tow it, and that was kind of my problem with it. So it is what it is, and they're not going to be able to fix that on the side of the road. And that's another thing too, is both of my motorcycles are brand new. Both of them. They have a 5-year unlimited mile warranty on them, and I know that's not going to help me after the 5 years, but while I still have these brand new, it'll help a whole lot. So if these were to break down, I would just have it towed to the nearest Cowie dealer and stay the night in a motel for a couple days. Or maybe not even do that. I don't know. Maybe I'd have my wife come grab me from the motel, and then we come back and grab the bike from the dealership at a later time and date. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I've not really worried about breakdowns a whole lot. I have had bikes that have left me on the side of the road, and it wasn't a big deal. One other thing, too, is you guys asked what future trip plans were. I think that I'm going to do what I'm going to call the 16-hour challenge of riding my green Kawasaki RS to Coeur d'Alene and back within 16 hours. It should only take 16 hours. It's 500 miles there and some change, and it's 500 miles back, so it's 1,000 miles. I should be able to do it in a 24-hour limit. So I think I'm going to do that here relatively soon. That's the next thing, is to Coeur d'Alene. I'm going to ride along the Payette River. So there should be some pretty cool scenery. I actually really enjoy this ride. I've done it multiple times. It's probably one of my favorite rides in the state of Idaho. So keep updated. Check out pictures on Instagram. I'm definitely going to stop and take some pictures and put them on Instagram and stuff. So, but anyways, thanks for watching my ramblings of what I do for preparation of trip. And you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later, man.